So the storage is a problem right now. So the video cut off. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that you know that it's important. One of the smaller details is making sure that you're budgeting and that you're not spending in excess of the amount that needs to go toward funneling or fueling the investments that grow the money. That is where you're building wealth. That is where your money needs to primarily go in the creation of these other streams of income. And the more time grows, the more you begin to see other ways to enhance your finances and fill in some other ways. And that also includes reading money books about money mindset or mindset overall, and just really pointed things. You're finding out more and more information about what it looks like to have this much money, how to maintain, how to continue to grow. So that's intentionality. Reading books about it, making sure that you're keeping up with every aspect that is associated with growing your money to this $1 million mark, if that is your goal. And it will be the same in any other realm where you have a goal. It's really just going deeper into the finer detail of what it takes to get there and taking the necessary actions, inspired actions more specifically, to get to the place that you're trying to get to. And that is a part of alignment with the thing that you say that you want. So, yeah, that is intentionality. Spirit was saying that it's important to clarify that because many times, we share in a way that is not specific to beginner learning. We share in a way that is suggestive of people already having the necessary tools or information to get to a place. And sometimes that's just not the case. And that sometimes needs to be broken down to finer details so that you know exactly what intentionality is. You can go and read the definition, but if somebody can break it down for you and give you a more granular view of what that actually looks like in your everyday finances, not overspending on your credit cards and not spending, just buying stuff frivolously because you have in mind this goal always and you're always working toward it. If somebody can keep that at the forefront of your mind and you can hear a breakdown that is more clear than just be intentional, then that's going to help you significantly more to get to the place that you're trying to get to. I'm fine helping that way anyway. So I'd assume that more people find help in that same way. And just by virtue of the fact that Spirit put it within me and told me that it needs to be broken down, that's what we're doing because somebody needs it. That's what it looks like to be intentional. Hopefully, that cutoff in the video doesn't disrupt the message overall, but it's at every level, with the small, finer details. I was about to combine, I am infamous for combining several words into one. The goofiness. But it even comes out in more serious topics. But yeah, it's about those finer details that make the difference because you're not just gonna get to the big picture. You got to take steps. How they say there's levels to this. There are levels. You start down here with the budgeting and making sure you are saving more than you're spending, and then reallocating those funds instead of just holding them in a place that's not making a whole lot of money. You put them into another asset that is going to build and compound that money for you, and you just keep doing that over and over and over and over, and your money grows. So, yeah, I would say one of the bigger components that we rarely ever consider when we're trying to get there is that budgeting. And I say we rarely ever consider it. It's just, I think it's from a lack of knowledge. You have to budget and you have to put some very strict parameters and boundaries around the funds that you have access to use at the beginning. And it will seem kind of tight at first, but if you can keep this intentionality, if you keep this goal at the front of your mind, it begins to be easier. And what I always would suggest is making sure, and this is in every area. I'm just using this $1 million mark as an example, just because most people want to make a lot of money, and so it seems to be pretty easy to add into these levels where it's broken down. But yeah, setting boundaries around your finances and living within and even below your means at first to be able to secure some more funding because you have access to more excess than you often realize. We are just overspending a lot of times and overspending on things that are not necessities. Sometimes at first it's going to take an intentional move to cut out some subscriptions to be able to manage and wrangle in those finances to be able to create better and bigger. Sometimes that means Hulu got to go and Netflix and got to go, and just excess, you got to drop down to one cell phone, or you know whatever the case may be. You have to find out for yourself what is an actual need and what is not, and you have to be honest about those things. If that's not doing DoorDash, and it's not doing Instacart, and it's not doing Favor, and it's not doing all of these convenience activities unnecessarily, then you just got to do what you got to do to get to that point. But it's that in every single category in life. If you want to be better spiritually, or you want to have a more connected relationship, then you focus on the things that get you into better alignment with this spiritual aspect of who you are. You want to be more awakened. You take a lot of intentional um, steps to get to this place. It is this in every single area. So you just got to research and find out what are the steps in the direction that you are trying to go, whatever the category may be. But yeah, that's intentionality for you. That is the breakdown of what intentionality often looks like, using this one example, but it covering a multitude or any area you want to be better at and intentional at. Is consistence and repetition in all of these details of the saving and the just repetitive things that get you there. You'll get the hang of it no matter what route that you're looking at, and sometimes it be a number of things at once. But you get the hang of it because you become so intentional in repetition consistently that it just becomes a part of who you are. At first, it's a little bit to keep up with, but you get the hang of it because your intentionality and your drive and determination to get to the place that you're trying to get to it consumes the thought of hardness or difficulty that would pose uh, a threat to your plan. So anyway, that's the message. I leave you this message in love and in light only and always. Like, share, subscribe, comment, talk to me. I'll talk back. Until next time, holla.